Okay, so here we go. Welcome, everybody. It's a pleasure today to have with us Mike Maroc from Jump Into the Light. Welcome, Maroc.
Hey, how's it going?
Very good. So we are very excited because what you actually do, guys, it's pretty awesome. I had the pleasure to see your place and enjoy the virtual reality experience at your location. And so today, it's a way to get to know you a little bit better, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about your business. So the format is simple. It's 8 questions in 8 minutes. Let's see if we can
Okay.
live up to the task. And so I will start right away asking you, where is your business based?
Oh, it's in the Lower East Side in Manhattan. It's
Mhm.
actually Orchard and Stanton is the cross street nearest to it. 180 Orchard Street's where it's at.
hmm Which is a pretty cool spot in
Yes,
downtown Manhattan.
very, very much so. That's one of the things I love about it is the neighborhood. It's really cool. It's like that's when I actually joined Jump. It was September 2017, I think.
Mhm.
I had just finished working on a project with a group from NYU. They're very talented, and we actually had finished To Be with Hamlet. There was a VR experience. It was in
Mhm.
Tribeca Film Festival, and
Oh,
then I had just strolled into this place and I found it, and I was just like, wow, this is a really cool place. And what it was reminding me of, it was like what's it called, CBGBs. Uh,
mhm.
and so it's like felt like this melting pot of creative artists and experiences, and
Yeah,
I
that's
was like,
what is.
I wanted to be part of it, and that's kind of
Yeah,
how it worked.
that's what is cool about it, because already in the Lower East Side there is this crazy energy,
Hmm.
and then when you walk in a jump into the light, it's like a toy store for people passionate about this. It's like, and you enter in this world that is amazing. And so if you would describe the business in a nutshell, what
Okay,
would you tell us?
all right. So I guess the way we define ourselves or describe ourselves, which is because that's the hardest thing, is to define what you are.
Hmm
We are a virtual reality play lab and cinema is kind of like how we explain it.
hmm
So you can come in there and you can play games, you can try games, and we also are creating content. And the other thing that we do is we work with artists and musicians that are interested in this new realm of VR and AR and learning about it. And we work with them, and we have our own in-house people that actually have subject matter experts on whichever area, and then we actually will partner them up, and then it's like a training process to where like we'll have a really talented musician come in playing guitar, and then we'll start to explain to them what you can do in VR for audio
Mhm.
reactive sounds or creating an environment where they could do a performance or anything. Or they have ideas like, well, can I do this? And we're like, can you do that? I don't know. Let's try and figure that out.
Yeah, so it's so that's why you say it's a play lab and a studio. So
Hmm.
you can go to the venue and enjoy the experience you have over there. Or if you are a creative or a performer, a musician, you can go there and figure out what you can actually do.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so you were mentioning something about the neighborhood that you feel it's special. What is in particular that you like the most about it?
I guess like I said, it's that connection with I'd researched before about the rise of punk music and in
Mm,
the Bowery and Lower East Side, and I loved that. And I had worked with a company that was also kind of that vibe, and finding Jump Into Light was when I had joined with them. I felt a very similar thing, and what I liked about the neighborhood is like it was for me. It's like a creative melting pot.
uh-huh.
It's
Yeah.
like there's like several doors down, we have this really talented clothing store designer who, like, his pieces he'll also put out on the sidewalk. He'll put his own art pieces out there, and like
Mm,
that's just a couple doors down,
yeah.
happening in that way. And I think it's so amazing that like there's all these talented people in this little couple streets
Yeah.
area.
It's one of the few areas that is still true to itself. It's
Hmm.
very authentic, and it feels like New York. You know, something that you don't get anymore. Even if you go to the West Village, you know, West Broadway is not what it used to be.
Yeah.
Not talking about you know, Hell's Kitchen or Midtown. So that's why it's always good to go and check what's going on in the Lower East Side.
Yeah.
So in particular, when did this venture started? So you say you joined the team later.
Yeah, it's actually started in 2016.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it was March of 2016. And I joined a year later. Like I said, I was just coming off of a project and stumbled in there, and I was like,
Mhm.
what's going
I'm
on
not
here?
leaving. I'm
Pretty
staying.
much, pretty much. That's how it is. And
Yeah, find something, you know, for me to do, and I'll
yeah,
stay.
the place has a very strong gravitational pull.
Yeah, absolutely. And I confirm that. And so, in terms of projects you guys are working on, what would you say, you know, is the most exciting upcoming project that you have boiling in the pot?
Well, I mean, most recently, like we've actually been partnering with Mozilla Hubs on things, and it's learning how to create scenes and virtual reality environments for performances. That's like the most exciting thing that we've been doing
Mm.
as of late. So, and there's other groups I can't like discuss all the details with, but like for music
Sure.
performances and such, one of the most exciting things is like we're exploring how you can create these virtual environments that you can connect to regardless of device, that you can watch like a volumetric video performance in. And
Mm.
so I don't know if you've seen volumetric video. They have apps that can do it now where you can drop in a performer in AR. But like
Mhm.
we're going to try and create these venues where you can come and see these performances from all these different artists, and it'll have like it'll have depth and everything. And I've also been working with a DJ, but now he's been like learning to become a VR DJ. TV
Mhm.
for a Head is his name, and
Uh-huh.
he's been in quarantine making his own music too. And I was like, we've been like testing us out in an environment, so it's cool because I had this large park environment. And I
Mhm.
was creating these different speaker sound sources, and like we were almost doing like a virtual sound check. He's like, "Oh, it sounds a little quiet over here," and so like I'll update the scene. I'm like, "How about now?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, that sounds better." And so like just making a virtual
Wow.
sound check.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, guys, you have to see it to really understand it and enjoy it. So as soon as this comes out, you have to check this out. I had the privilege of going through one of these experiences with Marok and Imani from Find Your ID NYC, which we thank because she made the connection, and that's why we're having this conversation today. It's really something different. You have to try it. What is cool is like you can do it on your smartphone, on your laptop, desktop, or if you have the VR goggles, of course, that enhances the experiences, but it's not like essential. It's not necessary for the
Hmm.
experience,
Correct.
and you enjoy images and sounds in a completely different way. 100%. So you like the neighborhood. This is a very innovative business.
Hmm.
Would you say okay, we almost
Uh-oh.
done. Yeah, but we still. If what would you say is the impact of your business in your community?
Oh, well, as I said before, working with local artists and musicians, and then even
Mm.
partnering with businesses like the clothing store down the block. He was a talented clothing designer. We did with Amani. We actually have done runway shows in our space.
Mhm.
And the next thing actually on that topic is I want to try and create like a VR runway show, and we're actually working with someone to make up that concept as well, what that would look like.
Okay.
But yeah, it's for working with local businesses. Anyone that walks in, we work with the food businesses. If it's something where we have an in-house event, I mean, actually
Mm.
in-space event, we make sure to use only businesses within the neighborhood that we know
Nice.
personally, not just like calling a random. It's like
Uh-huh.
trying to
Awesome.
help everyone within the neighborhood has been the
Mm.
goal.
And that's it's more important than ever.
Yeah.
Sure, that kind of bond. It's something that it's an incentive. It also gives you a sense of the community, the support, the network. That there is a structure. It's personal. It's not impersonal, and that's how you can actually push the growth. It's like helping each other. We need, people say we're all in this together, but it is true. We have to find ways to support each other because that eventually will benefit everybody involved in that community. And you're doing already that, so that is really, really, really great. And if you would say, what is the best compliment that you received from a customer or a client? What is the comment that they made that really stuck with you?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I had to think on that one for a minute, and like this is my answer. And it's like it's when they walked in, like they said, "This place is always changing," and I love that. And I'm like, that's actually was always the goal. It's like it's not creating something that's static. It's something that's always evolving. You'll come in, something looks different, something's changing, because ever evolving is the goal for me.
Yeah, that's great. And I want to take the chance just to show briefly also the website. It's of course it's pretty friendly, so you can go and check the website that you see here. Jumpintothelight.nyc, and of course also on social media. So you can also see the of course you can find on Instagram. It's at Jump Into the Light now, and of course you use social media in order to keep people posted about upcoming events. And basically what is new. So of course you guys can find all the information in the description. And so we basically run out of time, but I have one last question. That is, I like to ask this. So you guys are the best because?
Oh, okay. I didn't like that question, but I'll answer it, because I was like, the best to say you're the best of something. Ever evolving is like what my goal is. But what I'd say is we are the best because we are different. And it's in our differences that we find our strengths. And so like that's what's cool about us. Like if you recognize that not everyone's the same and not everything's done the same, and it's like we work together with everyone like this, and it's that understanding that makes us, I guess, the best.
And I definitely, that's what I think. That's why I asked that question. So Marok, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to have you on the show. Thanks again to Imani and Find Your ID NYC. Guys, check out the links. You can find all the information in the description. And I'll see you soon, guys. Please be safe.
Thank you.
Bye.